I'm back. So, it's been a while since I post any video, and I do have a good reason. But I decided to give myself a little vacation from vlogging and all these stuff. It's a long story, but this is not the correct place and the correct time to talk about it. But either way, I'm back. I'm back after this break of making my hobby of vlogging. But that doesn't mean that I just stray away from movies, because at least I saw a few of them. And right now, today I'm gonna talk about Nope. I know it came out a few weeks ago, and I was doing some other stuff, vacationing more. Well, I'm back. I'm back. It's been a while since I made a vlog, and I'm gonna talk about Nope, a movie that came out weeks ago, but at least here I am. Well, I'm back. It's been a while since I made a vlog, and honestly, the biggest reason I did this is because I wanted. Well, I'm back. So, it's been a while since I made a vlog, and that's because I decided to take a break from all this, and I decided some time for myself and other stuff, and that's the biggest reason why you didn't hear a peeps about me for days. It wasn't even kind of worth making a video saying that, hey, I'm gonna be out for a while and all these things. I mean, I don't have too many subscribers, and some people kind of doesn't care. I just making vlogs just for because I get bored easily, and this is mostly a hobby, and if anyone wants to watch it, be my guest and all these things. But anyway, back to business now, and I'm here to talk about Nope. That came out a few weeks ago, and I've been hearing a lot of people saying good things about it. I think I already talked about my stance with Jordan Peele and his horror movies, in which most of them tend to try to be very PC, political correct, with a lot of political correctness about, for the lack of a better word, about his race. He's very biased with, on showing that, well, for the lack of better words again, the black people can do a lot of things, and it is indeed something commendable, but sometimes this trope can be very tiring. I've seen it, from his debuts on directing Get Out, and there's Us, and of course the Candyman reboot last year. Although that one he produced it, he didn't direct it. But you know what? As much as I am saying all these things, you might think that, oh my god, you're one of those guys. No, I actually really like it. I really like his directing styles, and I know that he's very talented. It's only that when that his political messaging comes off a little bit hammered into your head and something like that. But either way, I was actually really interested to watch the Nope. And what can I say about this one? I saw the trailer. The first trailer actually got me hooked, because it felt like it gave out the information that I wanted to see. Something horror, you don't know what it is, but at least it gives you the clues that it's gonna be about aliens. But then the second trailer came out, and that gave me a little bit of a whiplash, because it had a more kind of like a comedic tone. And I was like, oh my god. Please don't let this be the movie like that. I was praying that it didn't get the Suicide Squad treatment, in which the Suicide Squad, when at first during productions they wanted to be kind of like serious, but then they saw the the success of Deadpool and they reshoot it in order to make it funnier. I was dreading that. Either way, despite anything, I went to watch it, and I am thankful that at least Jordan Peele leave aside some of the political correctness about this movie and just concentrate on make something of a good movie. Yeah, I actually like Nope. So it's not a nope, but it's a yep. Ah man, sometimes it's good to be back just talking unscripted. So I'll get to the chase. And by the way, if you notice, I am actually reusing my old camera, the Sony what was it? Yeah, it's a Sony photographic camera, because honestly, I could film myself using my smartphone, but sometimes I do want to have a feel on the pop. I want to see some things on my smartphone when the time comes up. But it was a nice experiment. Once in a while, I might come back with the smartphone if it happened. But right now, I'm trying to experiment how much I can film with just with the photographic camera. Man, that makes me wish that I went to buy what was it, a camcorder? Maybe some other day. But, well, let's go back to business. I'm going to talk about Nope. So what is it about? It's about this kind of like this horse ranch in the middle of the desert of California. There it works this guy, played by Daniel Kaluuya. He is a horse wrangler that sells horses to Hollywood, and he's kind of like not very good with people. And he also lives with his sister. She's played by Kiki Palmer. She's more outgoing than him. But the biggest thing that happens is that apparently their horses are disappearing, and we also get this flashback that the Daniel Kaluuya character, he witnessed technically the death of his father, because apparently a coin fell from the sky, and then he noticed that one of the horses has a key, a random key stuck on his skin. Ugh, poor horse. But the thing is that the horses are disappearing, and then they realize that somehow these horses are being sucked into the sky by a UFO. So they decide that they want to take the chance to film it in order to, well, profit on it. Little that they know, that this UFO might be something else, I'll say. That's the basic I will tell you. And it has an interesting approach. First of all, you like the characters. The actors, Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer, they do really good. Some other character that appear is also Steven Yeun, who plays out like this. He kind of like this county fair guy. He is kind of making his business on showing something. He kind of wanted to. Apparently, he kind of tamed the alien. I'll get to that in a moment. But also we know that he had a backstory as a child actor that survived as something. I'll get to that, by the way. We also have what was it? Brandon Perea, who is kind of like this guy from. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what is the name of the store in which he works on, but for the sake of letting you know, it's kind of like a store like Best Buy, and he decided to help out, saying that I'm gonna put all these security cameras in order to try to film the UFO. Which unfortunately, that like most alien technology, this UFO thing, whenever it gets close to anything electronics, they kind of they disconnect. They disconnect and you can't see shit. Well, sorry, I'm not exactly a guy of swear words, but it's the best. Sometimes it escapes me. Whatever. Also, another character that appears is Michael Wincott, playing as this as this documentarist who, at first, he's like, not interested, and then he's going like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna help you guys film this. And by the way, this, yeah, I gotta say that he is actually one of the highlights of the of acting that we have in this movie. So then these are some of the things that I gotta talk about the acting. Then, oh yeah, there's also Keith David. What's the name? Keith David. Keith David actually makes kind of a little bit of a cameo. He plays out the father, the cowboy father, that he gets killed by because a coin falls onto his head. And then I think there's nothing more about some other actors that I could say. Sorry about that, guys. The phone just rang and it was just a dumb telemarketer. Well, but either way, I did finish talking about the characters. Right now, what else do I have to talk about? Oh yeah, I gotta say that if there's one highlight of Jordan Peele in which you can tell that he's a very, very competent director, and he knows how to keep your attention. First of all, I gotta admit that yeah, the movie could drag a little bit too long, but it still keeps you interested on the things that are going on. I am glad that Jordan Peele doesn't go for cheap scares, or like for example, this is something that most horror movies in which they are amateurish or they want to rush things out. They say that okay, let's go there. We'll put the music down and then boo, a jump scare. There are a few of them, but it kind of felt earned, I'll say. And sometimes it gives you some cheap scares, but the tension that it gives, it makes it rewarding. And so I gotta respect Jordan Peele with that. And there's even some interesting shots that are really interesting. This is something. If there's a plus about this movie, is basically, of course, the way it was shot. Although sometimes it gets a little bit too artsy, I'll say. But maybe we need these kind of movies once in a while. And about some scenes, this is where I go kinda a little bit spoilerish, but I don't mind because, well, now it's been kind of like, how much? 3 weeks since the movie came out? So here it is. If there's a negative that I could say about the movie, it has to do that they wanted the movie apparently wanted to slide in another movie into it in itself, which is basically the backstory of Stephen Young characters, in which he plays out as this former child actor who survived a very horrific incident which involved that he was doing the sitcom, and apparently a chimpanzee gets very agitated by the popping of balloons, and then he begins to kill everyone in the set, and honestly one survives, and that's of course the Stephen Young characters. And this whole thing doesn't contribute anything in the main plot, because it started out with that at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, what did it have to do with the UFO? Nothing. Trust me, guys. It's there only to put the perspective of that character, but it contributes absolutely nothing. And I was like, what's the point of the monkey then? And by the way, the monkey is really a bad CGI special effect. I think maybe it's because they couldn't afford a monkey, or is kind of like very risky to get one. it in itself, it was scary. I gotta admit that if they could have dropped that thing, it could be its own movie. Because the attention that it gives, and it's amazing, I'll say. In itself, it could have been its own short film. It could be at least part of the ABCs of death if there was a third one, which unfortunately we will never get due to other things. If you hear something, I'm cooking rice just in case. But anyway, it contributes nothing to the point that we get kind of like this climax with his character, in which he is accompanied by another character who we don't see the face, and apparently this character also survived the monkey attack, but well, half of it, because the monkey kind of smashed or bit her face so bad that she kind of looked like a skeleton. But what happens then, and I am sorry if I spoil it, because let's say that these characters and its audience, they get set off by the UFO, which I'll get to. This is something about that I want to praise on the cinematography, in which it stays a while to showcase how painful these people get when they get sucked by this alien, and it's a horrifying thought. It's really horrifying. That got me. And well, now it is for me time to talk about another thing that I know that I'm spoiling the movie, but if you haven't seen it, I suggest you to check it out. But here's the thing: the UFO is not exactly a UFO. It's actually kind of like this jellyfishy type of alien that masquerades itself as a UFO. And this thing, it just goes around sucking up the horses to its mouth. I'm like, when the typical UFO, they beam them and then like you imagine. But apparently this one had a taste on horses so much that every single chapter of this movie, because it's divided in chapters, it is named after one of the horses. One of the horses named Ghost. Another horse is called Clover. I don't remember what is the name of the last horse. But anyway, it's kind of like divided for every single horse that it was sucked in. But then that creature kind of became angry because they wanted to use a decoy horses, and well, it doesn't digest. So basically, it decides to try out on our characters. And that kind of leads up, of course, with the climatic ending. That is basically these people trying to get a shot of that monster. Because of course, people will definitely believe that when you take a video or a picture, they will believe it. I mean, nowadays, it kind of makes me think that they're gonna have a hard time making people believe that, now that many people can easily Photoshop or video. But of course, they need some certain forensics in order to prove that, well, this is authentic and it's not doctor. But either way, they tried. They did try. So basically, I think this is all I have to say about Nope. Do I recommend it? Well, yeah, I do recommend it. I'm glad that this of any of Jordan Peele project, this is probably the most less politically correct I have seen from him, and I'm glad with that. By the way, I don't mean that political correctness is bad, because technically artists usually try to make fun or make a criticism of some kind of social commentary through art and all these things. It's just that I wanted to see something out of Jordan Peele making something entertaining something entertaining, a little bit out of the social commentary thing that right now is kind of exhausting some people, and well, us didn't have that. It felt something like that in one way or another. But this one, well, it's just about aliens and everything. Even though I will say that, well, there is a climatic battle between this jellyfish monster. Oh yeah. You know what? I'll go this quick. I did describe that the true form of this monster is kind of like jellyfish, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not exactly very fond of that design because the design gets a little bit confusing. At first, I thought that it was a spaceship that kind of throw down, kind of, you know, when you see the parachutes and they fly through the wind, you know, like wobbly like that. That got me confused a little bit, I'll say, until it made me realize that, oh, that was the form of the monster. Okay then. But either way, I'll just say that this movie is totally, yep, then, nope.